Well, we should talk about Tim and Henry's Pack of Lies.
Okay.
Your first video.
You edited it and everything.
Yeah. That was my first try at editing a video, and it was on tape-to-tape VTRs. So what we would do is I learned from these guys, we would take the masters, and then we'd copy over the footage to a tape that had music. We would plug in a boombox where the CD would play, and we'd plug it in through mini stereo plugs that had like XLRs, and then the auxiliary input on the VTRs.
Okay.
And we get it in there. We just record black so that we had the tape striped, and just record the audio of the music only on one track. There was 2 tracks, audio 1 and 2, and one of them was specific for the music. Then once that was on there, we would take the footage and start layering it on. And even before that, we would try to make a mock-up, we called it, where we would try to figure out how it looked.
Do it all on paper?
Yeah, we do it on paper, like a timeline. You know, when you edit on a timeline now on a computer, those timelines with the little, it was represented by this line. We would actually draw those. I would draw them like this and go, okay, this represents this trick, this represents, and you would just kind of picture it in your head and go, all right, that's how I'm going to put it on.
Yeah, this certain part of the song, there's a beat I want to hit on. Or, yeah.
Oh, so then I would lay that down onto another tape. We'd watch it and throw the music onto it just to see if it fit. No, that one sucks. Record over it. This is only on one track. Anyways, you're not recording over the video or the other audio. You're only recording onto the audio track. So you record that song onto it and watch it over and over and go, that's good. And then you know what? Now you'd watch it and go, this would be better there. Write it down. That would be more at the end. Write it down. And then you had to start over on another part of the tape. So that tape had different versions of it as you watched it. Like the first version was there, the second version was there, and usually the second or third version was already the one that people wanted.
Interesting. So the audio, the music was locked. That track was locked, and then you just kind of go in and piece together the skating.
It was that, or we would throw the music on afterwards. I would put the footage first and then throw the song in there, lay it in there, and see if it worked.
How would you replace a clip?
Insert edits.
Interesting.
Yeah, if we could.
Okay.
If not...
So basically you tell the machine to basically record from this time code to this time code. And
But let's say if it didn't fit, because most tricks are about the same size. If it's not a line.
A second or two.
Yeah.
Right.
So that would make the difference on why you'd see a little extra rollaway on something. Like a little extra push.
Yeah.
If you see somebody landing a trick and then all of a sudden they're doing too many pushes at the end, you're like, why did he put that in there? Yeah. That's because something else was there before that took up more space. But then at the end, they're like, no, this would go in there.
You need...
And swap it, so we'd edit that trick in and swap it for that trick, and then that one's in there now, but it has a little bit too much because the last trick was too big, so now this one has a little too much in there. And I would mess with the in and out points to make sure that if it did have too much end, I would
add a little more roll up.
10 more frames at the beginning, and we would just do that just over. These machines had something called a preview button though.
Okay.
So the preview button was a way for it to back up by 3 or 4 seconds, and it watched the edit as it would be if you actually did make the edit, so that you could see it. And so you'd watch it and go, watch it again, beep, beep, beep. Preview again, preview again. It looks like it's too much at the end, and it would fit better on the music if it was to the right more.
Yeah.
And he would land on beat if you moved it over to the right by 10 frames. So then we'd go back and add 10 frames to the beginning, and it would automatically give it to the end because your transferred tape, your master tape, would have the in and out.
Yeah.
I think you call it a 3-point edit. It's because there's 3 points. There's the in and out on the right tape, and the tape you're coming from only in. You only need to put the in.
Yeah.
So all you have to do...
The machine would just stop when it needed to stop.
Yeah, it'll stop right at the point when it hits the time code on the tape you're recording to. So anyways, we would do, that's how we'd fluctuate. That's we'd make it fit and boom. So that's what we would do.
I always wondered about that. Why they put that push in there? That's why.
Sometimes. Sometimes I would want to because they would land something and right away push.
Right.
There was this thing during that time where people land and do a save me push.
Yeah. They're bouncing off, but...
They land and they're a little off balance and just push.
Save.
Yep.
Save it. What was the point behind the Tim and Henry's video?
Promo.
Yeah, I know it was a promo video, but was that your idea to do it, or did they say, hey, we want something, you should do something?
Okay, no, we were filming for a blind video by that point. We had filmed, it was at the same time we were filming for Love Child. We were filming at the same time. These guys were filming for a lot longer. They had their camera Like even as far back as like Mark and Jason being on.
Oh, wow.
Like they were always filming. And they
Okay.
had the blind camera. They were always like film themselves. And so they had some footage. But then when I got on, I started filming them more, and we started, you know, that footage was old. This is at the time when a year-old footage was, whoa, dude, that was 91. We can't use that.
Yeah.
So by the end of that, Tim and Henry both had a ton of footage.
Tim was flying out every week or every weekend.
Yeah, he'd stay
from
out
Arizona.
there. Sometimes he'd stay a whole week. He'd be out here.
Right.
Him and like Schnurr would always come out here.
Yep, Schnurrball.
Yeah. So Tim and Henry would both have like a ton of footage. Guy had a little bit.
Rudy.
But those are the dudes that didn't. Rudy and all the rest.
Lottie.
Like Lottie had just gotten on, and he didn't have a lot of footage either. And I forgot who else I had put on. Ronnie Bertino, and he didn't have a lot of footage. So there wasn't a lot of footage of the other guys to make a full length video. And Rudy definitely had to have a full part. You know, this is one of the original dudes. If you're trying to keep blind going, you got to have Guy. You got to have Rudy. I mean, the new dudes are good, and they had sick parts. But if you're gonna make a full length, that's what you got to do. You can't just
Sprinkle them in.
Can't just have them have 1 minute each, which is pretty much what they had.
Yeah.
And then, so that was the idea. They had done it before. They'll do it again. They'll just go, look, it worked before. Let's just do another 2-man promo.
Okay.
And this one, they just called it Tim and Henry's.
Yeah.
Tim and Henry's promotional video. Then
Pack of Lies.
at the very end, when they put the sticker on, I think that was Rocco's idea to call it Pack of Lies.
I remember it as Tim and Henry's promotional video.
Yeah.
Roger always says, "Oh, Pack of Lies, Pack of Lies." I don't remember it being Pack of Lies. I remember it being promotional video.
The original-
I even think it says it on the label. I could be
It
totally
does.
wrong.
Yeah, the original title of it, even when you watch the video, I think it says it at the beginning. It's Tim and
Okay.
Henry's promotional video. And then it says, but it does have that segment where like there's like 2 or 3 clips of each dude that are coming soon.
Right.
There you go. There's your Pack of Lies.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
But that was kind of like happenstance because I don't know where Rocco came up with the idea, but at that point we still thought we could come up with a full-length blind video, even though Jacob Rosenberg was right and he doubted me. But yeah,
Right. Wow.
he was like, "You sure you can do this? You think you can follow up on Spike's masterpiece?"
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, "Damn, all the pressure." I was like, "Well, I'm gonna put together if they want me to put a video together, I'm gonna put it together if they want me to." So you think you can do it? I was like, "I can make a video. I'm not gonna go and call out say I'm gonna make a better video, but it's really up to the writers to make a better video.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. You know, I'm not gonna try to make I wasn't the type of video maker that wanted to make the masterpiece. I was like the video maker that wanted to put the video together because people wanted to see these guys. It wasn't about me.
Right.
It was about showcasing the talents. And if the video was going to be better than video days, it would be because the footage was better, not because the way I put it together was better, because that wasn't going to happen. But but Rosenberg said no. He doubted me. He was right.
Wow.
But maybe he was saying that because he was more clued into what was going on, and I think he knew they were going to make a promotional video instead. It was really right shortly after that's when they came up to me. It was like, "Okay, we're going to do this," and they're always so stern and like so serious with me, like. Because I think I'm just a kid, you know? And now looking back, I can see why. But at the time, I was throwing like, "Oh, come on, man. Like, have a little faith."
Yeah.
But they were just like, they found out who I was. They were like, "This is just a kid with a camera, you know? So we're going to have to like really be, all right, don't screw this up."
Yeah.
Because, it's money riding on this.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So but I pulled through, I think, in the end. It's a
Tim and Henry's
skateboard
was
video.
amazing. One of my favorites, dude.
Wait,
I'll pop
it's one of
that
my
in
all-time
right-
favorites.
Yeah, seriously. The song, Tim's song, Henry Sanchez killing it up there in SF.
When that video came out, were they already known at that point? Or was that like the first time people were really seeing them? Because that was before my time. I'm not really sure when they were like first came out, you know?
I feel like it was the first time I saw like Tim Gavin. I could be totally wrong
Like,
though.
did it come out and people were like, "Who is this dude? This guy's the best."
Some people might have known Tim. I think he was in
He was
an
in H Street video, yeah.
He was in a couple. Yeah, he was
Okay.
in
See, that was before my time.
Yeah, he had a couple clips, but you see, H Street videos would throw dudes in there, and they wouldn't really say their name. I think they would just be in the mix.
Yeah.
They would. Here's some dudes from over here, and boom.
Yeah.
Here's SF, and here's some dudes, and
They
throw
sprinkled
them in.
Costin in there, like, shit like that.
So that's how their videos were,
Yeah.
and Tim was in there. And I guess there are some people that knew he was on the team, that kind of stuff. But worldwide, nobody knew. No,
Yeah.
until that video, I think.
Man, what a great style. I mean,
Wow.
his shorts and it's just it was so good.
Everybody wore those shorts.
Yeah. What about now 20 shot sequence? Did you have anything to do with that or did you
I got one last.
Go ahead, bro.
Back last
Please,
question.
please.
Playing Henry's music, Into the Black. Was that because you guys had already laid it to tape, and just didn't have enough footage to cover it all?
See, yeah, now you know.
Yeah.
So earlier today when I was talking about how we laid it out, he
Yeah.
figured it out. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, so that's why it's on there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the video,
The music keeps going.
The music just keeps going
It's all black.
after Henry's part.
We ran out of footage.
And you couldn't just cut the song.
I didn't want to. We could have. I could have just edited silence.
Yeah.
Right.
I could have just cut it. But that video was the start of my style of making videos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I went to school there doing that video.
Yeah.
And so what I got out of it was, if I got any success story out of making that video, was to work always with the writers. Because I'm getting thrown into this mix, not admitting that I really am a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right.
But it helped that both of them had a vision of what their parts was going to be like.
Okay.
And they both wanted the songs they chose. Henry wanted the song, and he even chose it to start after the bricks. He's like, I want that part to just be bricks.
Oh.
So he's like, then when that part, all these EMB clips, and then all of a sudden now you can start it right when I start this line. That's when you start the music.
That's it.
Huh.
That's his
Wow.
idea. Now, had he not chosen it, I would have started at the very beginning. He chose the song, but I still would have started the song at the very beginning if he didn't ask for that. And then it wouldn't have lined up the way it did
Yeah.
because the footage was laid out waiting for what song. Some songs were already there, and then some songs you lay it later.
Yeah.
And on this one, we laid it down, and as I was watching it, I was like, it's the changes in the music, because
coming
that song
together.
does little changes. Like sometimes it'll go to the
Yep.
it'll just be like and it'll just be like hitting. That's when the single clips hit. I didn't do that on purpose.
It just happened.
It happened because he told me to start it later, and so I started it later, and it ended up lining up that way.
That's perfect.
Yeah, the way it was lined up before, it wouldn't hit that way. But he said, no, line it up after the break. So I did, and that's when the song would just come into like a part where it goes down, 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 and it would just go off. And that part, that's when lines would hit.
Yeah.
Like when the song would draw out longer,
Yeah.
the longer
when you put a
lines
line
would
in
show
there.
up.
Yep.
No, but I didn't put them in there. They were there already. It all lined up that way.
That's insane.
Wow.
When I caught on to that, I noticed that it wasn't exact. It was very close. Just by like.
So you'd go back and move frames over.
What I did was I made the next edit. Because you know how I said we do like another version.
Yeah.
And this time it was with the music first.
Okay.
Laid it all the same order, right? And then started tweaking it. Started going, okay, this fits better. Just move it over to the left, move it over to the right. And then finally ended up landing close to it, because sometimes if it doesn't land on the music, you're gonna end up making another clip suffer just because you want it to. It's gotta land.
Yeah.
But now this dude lands it, and you get one frame of him landing.
Right.
You don't want him to just land and boom. Now next clip.
Yeah.
And I was like guilty of doing that a lot, like landing stuff and like 5 clips,
5 frames.
5 frames later, like it's already the next clip, and people are like, why is that in there so quick? Like, give it room to breathe.
Sure.
But it's because I wanted the other one to land
Yeah.
right on. So I did that to that video, and then at the very end, I think what it was is that we were expecting more footage to come, and that was it. It was one of those like, this has to come out.
Yeah.
We're done. And I was like, well, it ends that way.
It's amazing.
But it's a
though.
sick
I remember
ending.
watching
I
it
love
thinking
it.
like, oh, there's gonna be more at the end of all this. Like, and just listening to the whole song, thinking there's gonna be like some sort of like Easter egg at the end.
How much of the song was left?
I don't know, like 30 seconds maybe.
30 seconds.
Because it just goes on and it slows down. Dun,
I like that you
dun,
kept it that
dun,
way, though.
dun.
I mean, it just kind of just made it.
It's like a happy
It's
accident.
like a happy accident, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I could have chosen to cut it off,
Right.
but I decided to leave it because, first of all, it's a
good
small
song.
video,
Yeah.
and you're ending off with a really good song, and it's a good part of the song, and it's good to, and it's also because possibly because I have this weird thing about. During that time, I'd also listen to KRF 101 because I was into like listening to oldies myself.
Yeah.
And that was KRF 101 would play like 50s, 60s music, but they would always have this problem where they would cut the song short And I'd be like, this is my favorite part of the song at the end. At like the last 20 seconds, they cut it and go, this is KRS-One.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, they cut the best part. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to cut that part because it was a good part. I like that part at the end when it slows down like that. And I just let it sit. I was like, let them listen.
And it's also too like, let me just process what I just watched. You know, it's like the song's still going, and like let me just absorb this, and it's black
just
right
melt in your face.
Yeah, just like holy shit.
Yeah, I just let it sit. I wanted, let them listen to it.
I love it.
No one said anything about it. I was at first going, oh, they're probably going to tell me about what's going on with it. They didn't.
That's amazing.
They just let me let it sit. I think we put some credits at the end maybe, and then that's it. And let it keep on going. Let
great.
people listen to the song. Don't cut the song off. It's a good song.
It's a good
It's a great
song.
song, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut it off. I felt bad cutting it off.
You made the right decision.
Cool.
Yeah.